So it's the 10th anniversary of the Tragics run this year, and I'm really stoked about this one. Got some real big surprises in store. The first one is probably where we're heading. Great Ocean Road, Victoria, Western Victoria out into the big Mallee Plains area and the limestone coast of South Australia. Just a real good holiday atmosphere region that we're heading for that I'm confident the Tragics are thoroughly going to enjoy.
Wandering hard on a crazy ride, an open road and a deep blue sky. Feel it calling me like the wind. Trust the compass down in my skin. Walk straight, stay right. That's what they say to me, but I don't fit right inside the lines. Whoa.
The Tenere Tragics are gathering at Lorne on the south coast of Victoria for their 10th anniversary Gold Rush run. Over the coming 5 days, the Tragics will ride 2,500 kilometres of lonely rural gravel roads and forest trails mixed with spectacular winding blacktop. It's a feast of Tenere goodness.
How good is this? 10th anniversary of the Tenere Tragics run. 3 cheers, Tenere Tragics! Good job, Smithy.
It's time to catch up with Captain Tragic and Madam Tragic and be infected with their enthusiasm for this great event.
And how good is it? Look at the weather.
It's beautiful.
Look where we are. Mantra Lawn Resort, 5-star all the way for the Tragics. And Dave, you have pointed out, the bakery is directly across the road behind me. We're happy Tragics already, we haven't even started.
On the first day of the Tenere Tragics, we head out into the forest to spend some time with motocross legend Steve and Gall, where we sharpen up our skills. Steve is a very experienced off-road riding coach, and his knowledge and how to apply it in the dirt is invaluable.
Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to the Yamaha Blue Crew training session for this year's 10th anniversary of the Tenere Tragic. If it's big whoops, you can actually go S-bend and ride through it. Smooth as, just it's really easy, don't through all the holes. Sometimes in the edges there might be little nasties like a log or something or a rock right there, which can be suspect for your ankles, of course. And that's where any time that you're riding and you're not sure about what's around your feet, to get more onto the balls of your feet and get your toes pointed in is nice. So it slides past your feet. Certainly don't ride through that stuff with your toes out like a duck, because it really can catch, tear your legs off the foot pegs, hurt your ankles, hurt your knees, and really do a lot of damage. So
One of the sweeps, Clive Ward, shows us how to log hop before we headed to a patch of deep sand. Sand causes many big adventure riders to wet their pants, but Gawley reassures us that with a bit of controlled aggression, sand is not too big of a deal. But this guy was looking out for morning tea, and he found a cake shop off the track.
on that surface, you've come from where you were, you get to here and you turn the corner and go, oh, sand. It doesn't look too bad. But when you get in it, it's actually quite boggy. So watch Clive again. He'll get to here, then he needs to get on the power and drive through the sand. Seize the sand, go get on as much as you can. And when you're on it, you see the bike works a bit, but it just makes its own way. You can't get too worried about little ruts and things in the sand. It just pushes through that stuff anyway. So just be aggressive, and because there's bumps there, as you come around the corner with your peripheral, you should look up and go, oh, inside there's no bumps. Turn it to the inside and just drive it through there. See how he accelerated through the sand? He did the normal. You've got to be aggressive. Let your legs grip the bike But you saw Clive before, his body worked like this, but he was still gripping down in his legs. He felt the bike, but he was using his body to counter steer and to counterbalance what was going on, and it just pushes its way through. It's scary, but it isn't when you get it. When you get it, it's just drive through it. It's no problem. But you've got to be aggressive. You've got to be fairly aggressive on the power.
Jumping power, what's happened here? Oh no, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now. Following a couple of little incidents, it was time for some cake, pies and rehydration, and later on, a catch-up dinner with Tenere mates. Day 1, we leave Lorne Resort on the southeast Victorian coast and head into the rainforest of the Otway Ranges for about 150 kilometres, before popping out onto the Great Ocean Road to see the 12 Apostles, and then back into the forest before finishing up at Portland.
The ground is shaking while the temperature's rising. So there's a leave our worries on the wall with the writing. So we'll just ride while the desert sun goes down. There's ain't no sign to stop.
Back in the Neolithic era here. Maps, instructions on paper. How good was that, Chloe?
Oh, it's just gorgeous in there. First thing this morning, up in the Otway Forest, it's just beautiful. I tell everybody it's like being in Cairns, Cape York, rainforest, green, lush, just gorgeous. Yeah, perfect.
Is our revelry. And our rhythm is our revelry. Our rhythm is our revelry. I've been chasing that dollar in the days making ends meet. But never lose our souls in the night, 'cause we got the heat.
Sunnyside Road, Lance. What a cracker that was.
Oh no, it's unreal. But it's not sunny, but it's just spectacular.
Set fire to the lights and rewrite history. And we'll just ride while the desert sun goes down. There ain't no sign to stop us from living out loud. And we don't ever have to give in to authority, no, 'cause we got our own beat, we got our own beat, and our rhythm is our revelry. Ooh, yeah. And our rhythm is our revelry. And our rhythm is our revelry. Yeah, our rhythm is our revelry. Yeah, our rhythm is our revelry. Ooh, I see that dancing queen with the rings of fire. She's spinning my gravity into
Lazy Tenere riders, they're not even getting off their bikes to take the shot. Mate, is that Tenere goodness or what?
Pot kettle.
Right, lesson 2 for Clubby on how to start your bike. Let's see if it works this time.
Hang on. Oh! Twice in a row.
Right, remedial lessons will start at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
The Tenere gang's in here.
We are.
Yeah. Old Western movie, isn't it? It is. Go for your gun, kid.
All on hard stuff.
And our rhythm is our revelry. Our rhythm is our revelry. Yeah, our rhythm is our
setup, Dave. Check this out. Nautical, pink for left, green for right, yellow for straight on. Keep the instruction at the top and you'll never get lost.
You know, this is like an Irish contraception. To be sure, to be sure, to be sure. He's got 3.
No, that's my
Tree fellas.
And if he gets lost, look at this. He's got a spot.
He's not going to get lost anytime soon.
Bloody hell, Dancing with the Stars one night. Who is this bloke? This masked man? What's he doing on a... He's on a Tenere 700.
He's reminding himself how small he is by riding the biggest bike I could find. This thing's a weapon. My little legs are pedaling so hard.
God, mate, you're there, I can see it.
Look at that.
You'll make it.
All those years of dancing, at least I can point my toes so I can stop at an intersection.
Grand Daniel, welcome to Tenere Tragics. Woo! And how'd you go? Day 1, what do you think of day 1?
Day 1 was all about learning how to navigate, which, as it turns out, I'm not very good at. I normally have a navigator when I race rally cars, so doing it myself and while concentrating on riding is not a great skill of mine.
You're on the road, you're at the right hotel, mate, you're looking good, so let's see how day 2 brings.
I'm loving it. This is amazing. Like, great bikes, great parts of the country, beautiful vistas, living the dream.
Day 2, 400 kilometres of Tenere goodness, from Portland to the coastal village of Robe in South Australia. Today brings 2 great forest sections through national parks in the morning, a coffee break at the rivermouth hamlet of Nelson, and in the afternoon we blast through commercial pine plantations before hitting fast open dirt roads and arriving at picturesque holiday town of Robe in the heart of South Australia's limestone coast. The great thing about riding with motocross legends Stephen Gall and Craig Dack is they are always wanting to unleash their competitive motocross spirit. And there's nothing more fun than sneaking in behind them when they want to play. Stephen Gall, bit of single trail, Tenere 700s, couldn't get any better than this. Craig Dack.
So I'm told, dreaming is what keeps you from growing old. Still the same kid sitting on the couch, pretending that I got it all figured out. Like, oh, we got this, it's gonna be something. I don't know where we're going, but I don't really care. I go out all night, we watching the sunrise. I ain't got no worries, cause I got you right here. I can't be happier than I am right now, than I am right now. I can't be happier than I am right now, than I am.
I had the great honour of being shouted shit by Craig Dack over there.
He did, he showed you shit.
He did.
Oh, that's not good. He did that to me for years.
Has he?
We got sunshine, we got all we need. What a blessing, I got you here with me. We got sunshine, we got all we need. What a blessing, got you here with me. I can't be happier than I am right now, than I am right now. I can't be happier than I am right now, than I am right now.
Nice bike, nice riding today.
Yeah, beautiful ride this morning through the forest and stuff. That's really nice, mate. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Really nice.
Which track best, the white coloured track or the reddy dark
I
coloured
like
track?
the red one. You can get a little bit more traction on the red one, I believe.
Yeah.
Than the harder white pack.
Okay, I've come to inspect what you're eating because Clubby reckons we've got to have snot blocks and pastry, but what's this over here you got?
Oh, this is a meat and vegetable pasta, mate. It's not too bad, eh?
Oh, I wouldn't mind one of those.
I think I'd rather that than a snot block.
Yeah,
Honest with you.
yeah. Happy sweeps?
Happy sweeps, thank you, David. Yes.
That's good. I like
No
happy
issues
sweeps.
so far. Some good clean run from where did we start this morning? Portland. Happy days.
It's
And
good.
yourself?
Good times.
Didn't even have to fix the flat tyre. The boys from Longreach had done it before we got there.
Yeah, I know, I saw it. Saw it.
So, works out good.
Always find a tragic near a cafe shop. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. How you going?
Good.
How's your day going?
Good.
But look at this now. Just I know it's not a snot block, but it's probably the next best thing. Is a nice big jelly slice.
Jelly
cappuccino,
slice.
just to wash it down.
I think Clubby would be impressed with that.
He'd be
That's it.
impressed. I just looked at the perfection and the pride that was made by. So
Hang
time
on,
to down
hang
it,
on.
mate. We'll see
This
how you
isn't
go
a
at the
snot
end of
block either.
No, that's a lemon slice.
A lemon slice.
I did look for a snot block, but they didn't have one, so...
the day. Didn't have one. No.
Yeah, they had all good intentions.
It's a riding today.
It's been fantastic. Yeah, a bit more high speed through that forestry. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I was doing at least 40 k's along there.
Yeah,
It was good.
wouldn't have been breaking the speed limit.
No.
Brian. Oh shit. Hi, how you doing? How are you? Turn around the other way. Yep. Stand still. Oh. Who's taller?
Oh, you're kidding me. We did not put her up for that. I just want to say we did not. Crazy women in Millicent. It's going nuts. Can we stop the cuddles now? Can we get on? We're supposed to be
hand on the bum, then up on the carpet.
What? God help me. Grant, can we just ride bikes now? Come on, mate. Grant was skipping along the sand on his Tenere 700, occasionally shaking his butt like he was in one of those dancing competitions. But from my perspective, Craig Dack's butt had done the most shaking since this tour started.
I go a little crazy sometimes. Can you believe it? Yeah, I swear I'm fine, that I'm alright, but I'm barely breathing. Thought I could find my way back home, but I get lost alone. But when I'm with you, I'm no longer wandering. And when I'm with you, I swear I breathe. And when I'm with you, I know who I am and who I wanna
Sorry. How good's that sand, Grant?
Yeah, it was good. The bike moves around well in that stuff.
Yeah, we're clipping along.
I thought being a heavier bike it might struggle, but it soaks the sand up just fine.
Yeah, no, it's skimming across the top of it.
Yeah, it's good. Like even when you panic, like that it's going to be deep and it's going to grab the front wheel. Just the tiniest bit of throttle just gets you out of trouble. It's awesome. It's got a very responsive engine. It's very generous, isn't it? Yeah, you can ride it lazy or you can ride it hard, which is nice, because when you're tired and you don't want to be working through too many gears, it's kind of got the torque for you to just sort of stick in whatever gear you want and just be slack. Yes. Oh, it's good. Good fun.
Come here, you little elusive sweep. What's going on?
Oh, just out this morning at Brekkie, just checking out the world. So as you can see, all the tragics lined up having breakfast.
Hey,
been a
mate,
wonderful morning.
They've overtaken the world.
Robe has turned it on. Poor old bakery didn't know it's hit it, but anyway.
Yeah, I hope they got enough food.
Their snot blocks aren't too bad either.
Are they? What do you got? What's happening here? Oh, this is Craig Dack's bike. He doesn't have a... Oh, he's gone to motocross.
They're chasing a welder.
Ah.
So I just broke off this morning at the petrol station, so lucky I've got the piece.
Have I got a... You know, it's going to be really difficult to film you with Grant Denier. Sorry, Grant. You got a wide-angle lens. I need a wide-angle lens. Mate, day 3, how have you found it?
It's been fantastic, Dave. It's been a great ride all over. A little bit of rain early on and wet, but it's been all good. Fantastic Tenere goodness, this club here. So.
What about the scenery yesterday? Wasn't that fantastic?
Yeah, man. Some of those big open paddocks, and then you got ocean 1 minute, and then paddocks the next, and all the rest of it. No, it's been fantastic. A few little kangaroos thrown in there as well for good measure.
Yeah. Your Super 10's going well?
It's going fantastic, mate. It's the big luxury armchair, mate. It's, as I say to the boys, it's almost shooting.
A few boys have got the big Super 10s. They're very happy.
I sure bet they are.
Not too many. No. Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, look at that. His chain tension's come loose.
What?
Look at that.
Get out of it. Clive, you know what I need? I need a shifter. What do you reckon?
You and your shifters. Oh, we got one.
Oh, Clive's holding a shifter.
That's not a shifter.
That's not a
shifter.
That's for a shifter for a guinea pig. I've never seen a shifter that small. That's freaking ridiculous.
I wonder if it goes out to 12 mil. And it does, look at that.
Hey, hang on, I've got to get a video. Clive Ward using a shifter. This is unbelievable. Day 3, and time for the Tragics to turn around for the long loop back to Victoria. After breakfast and some adjustments, we head north to the Bordertown Bakery and then on to seemingly endless sections of fast white gravel roads. After a solid ride of 440 k's, our next overnight stop will be Hamilton.
Did you dream of, or did you want from the life set before you were young? I wish I'd known you were strong. Did you run like the devil till the dawn? Were you a sailor? Did you catch the wind? Command the sea, sky, and anchors under them? These are questions I'm asking you, 'cause I don't know you half as well as I think I do. Time runs over, life's begun. Will you return to who you were when you were young?
What's happened to Geezer, Dacky? What happened to him?
He's just taken off into the sunset.
He's taken off. It's tragic, isn't it?
Never to be seen again.
It's tragic. He's not looking at his speedo, golly.
He got bored. I think a couple of wires touched and he just took off.
We'll see when he comes back.
Geezer, where are you?
Oh, it's good to be alive, isn't it? Tell you what, it's just, everything's just so easy on it. Everything's just so, when you go from, like, when you transition, even if you're going around a corner, right, long sweeping corner on the tar, and then it ends and it transitions into the dirt, you don't really feel the transition, do you? It just morphs into a dirt bike and morphs into a road bike. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, they're good fun. Geezer! Geezer, mate, that was tragic. It was absolutely tragic.
Black night, we've been
I think I do. Time runs over, life's begun. You return to who you were when you
Is that a snot block?
That's a snot block, mate. Look at that.
That's a lot of snot.
It's a block full of snot. Tastes good too.
The sweeps are into Border Town. We're looking good.
Whoa.
See here.
So, Dacky, I know you're good and all, but how do you read your route sheet while you're riding along?
Well, motocross riders, mate, you have to, you're born with eyes on the back of your head.
He's always looking behind for Gally.
Behind, yep, always looking for someone else.
It's genetics.
You only do two things: worry about what's coming up behind you,
Yep.
and go as fast as you can till you see the black and white thing, then stop. That's all we were trained to do. Very simple athletes.
Yes.
Clubby's excelled again with some nice, good, open, fast roads for us. So yeah, great day.
How's the beast going?
This purring like a little kitten now. I fixed the carbies up.
That's good. I like to hear that. Day 4 and poor weather denied us some great trails and fantastic vistas in the Grampian Mountains as we had to ride the blacktop for the morning. And the afternoon, well, that was spent chomping through the vast miles of central West Victoria. And 480 k's later, we arrived in Shepparton, our overnight stay.
take your bread and your cup. But whose right is you to say who can choose who belongs inside of these walls?
Because the road ahead is closed due to deep, shitty, muddy clay about 3 or 4 k's up. It starts out like this hard packed rock and then it just comes up a hill, starts getting thick, shitty, slippery, goes down a hill into a corner and it's just poo.
I've just got to remember that saying you have.
Wet as an otter's pocket.
As wet as an otter's pocket,
That's
mate.
pretty wet, right?
That's very wet.
So far we've dodged the rain, which is pretty lucky, I reckon.
We didn't miss the mist.
No, we didn't miss the mist, but the conditions have been varied, it's fair to say. But fun, you know, so it's all about, for me it's about the bench racing, it's about the evenings and hanging out with good people.
Craig, Dack, I never ever thought I'd see you on a big twin What's going on, mate?
I'm having the time of my life. You know, we live a fairly hectic life in my real profession, racing motocross and supercross with young, sort of hot-blooded, fire-breathing dragon lads. And to get away with a bunch of tragics is definitely a different speed, but loving every minute. The Tenere 700 is just such a nice bike. And I've never ridden anything like this. I mean, I've ridden a TT 600 in a flat track race years ago with Gall and stuff like that, but never been on this sort of adventure. But it's more than just riding the bike. It's getting with people who are like-minded, who love motorcycles, and I've had such a great 4 days so far out of 5.
Grant Denier, great to have you along on a Tenere Tragics run. First time on a T7, how have you found it?
It's divine. It's very user-friendly. I'm not someone who rides all the time, so you know, I might only do a decent ride a couple of times a year. So I was a bit nervous, you know, being a big bike, a big adventure bike, and me being a little guy. So I was kind of apprehensive, but it's been absolutely rewarding. It's a really, really great bike to ride, and you feel safe on it. It really looks after you. I'm super impressed.
It's very planted, isn't it? That's the word?
It's sure-footed. It's sure-footed as a mountain goat. Like it really,
it's you never feel like it's trying to chuck you off. You always feel like it's trying to look after you, which is nice, which is what you want when you're doing mega Ks and unfamiliar terrain. And I can't speak highly enough of it. I love the thing.
Stephen Gall, motocross legend. How are we going?
We're going really good. It's been a great ride so far. We're here in the Grampians at a scenic view area, but it's a little bit misty at the moment. But anyway, it's good. I'm really enjoying it, as I do all the Tenere Tragics.
Modifications, anything you've done to the bike? Anything you've changed on it since you've got it?
Not really. As far as tyres, we just sort of try to get an in-between tyre. I mainly go for more a knobby tyre rather than a roadish style adventure tyre, because I like that confidence in the dirt. And the knobbies grip so well on the road, you don't need to go that fast on the road anyway. So it's fine as far as the selection of tyres being more knobby specific. And the rest of the bike is quite standard. I've got the Acra accessory exhaust system on the bike. Sounds a little bit nicer, but it's not important. There's got enough power anyway. That's not a priority. But to me, I've got some nice levers on the bike. They're adjustable, so your hand position is just really, really comfortable. I've always got 1 or 2 fingers out over the controls, so it's nice to individualise that position of the levers. Apart from that, I've got my bum bag on it, and you know, the tank bag, and not much else. A luggage rack on the back of it, and really it's standard. We just tuned the suspension a little bit. I wound up a little bit more spring preload.
What do you weigh? I know it's
I
a
weigh
personal
75 with nothing on, but with all the gear on, it'd jump up to around 85 to 90 because these suits are quite heavy. I've got the Tech Air suit, which will implode if I have an accident. So all that weighs a little bit more, but it's good for your safety. It's so good.
Yeah.
And
so standard suspension, everything's standard on the bike. Now, one thing you were telling me about yesterday, you've done something with the gear lever. Tell me about that.
Well, I haven't got a big foot. I've got a size 43, and that particular Alpine Star, to get it underneath the gear lever is really difficult. So I just wound the gear lever up a little bit, so it's about 1 centimetre above the height of the foot peg, and it just allows those up changes so much more easily. You don't have to take your foot off the gear lever as much, and it's just easy to use.
Yeah, so you just wound it up.
Just wound it up a little bit here, undo these 2 10mm headed screws, and wind that, and up she comes. It's easy.
Beautiful. Alex, how you finding it?
Loving it, yeah. Bit of rain last night, settled the dust.
I would have liked to get in that mud.
Oh yeah, I would have had a good time in it.
Yeah.
The 700.
Yeah. The 700's going well?
Going really well. Really enjoying the bike.
It's got a great engine.
Very smooth engine, very trackable power. Like going up the lookout, you can just leave it in 4th gear and just ride.
Oh, here we go. Feeding them again. This is the group that gives the most.
Most oil to a bike.
The oilman's ready. He's got his oil.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Oh, this is going to be very bad to watch.
I know. That's why I'm here.
Pressure.
That's why I'm here. Do you think I want to get good shit?
Good.
You think I want to get nasty
action?
Action! Look at this,
Shit,
it's going in. Is it going to dribble down the...
Lift up. Lift up.
I was thinking that.
There we go, is it working? I can't see at the bottom side if it's leaking out or not.
It's going in. Mate, they've done it again.
Slow process.
The Filler brothers have done it again.
Yeah, first Tenere Tragics. First time on an adventure bike as well.
All right.
So,
how are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good. Some nice scenery.
So what do you got? What sort of Tenere?
It's a 660 but it's actually my dad's bike.
Oh, right.
So he was supposed to be doing the ride.
Oh, right,
And
okay.
He paid for it.
Oh, wow.
And he couldn't do it.
Oh, mate.
So he said,
what
hey,
a
do you
dad.
want to do this ride for us? I said, oh, if I have to.
Oh. He'll be back.
How much are you going to pay me for that video?
Yeah, yeah, Grant Denny's brother or what?
I'm apparently Grant Denny's twin brother.
Okay, let's see your license.
Oh, yeah. License check.
All right, officer.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's
I
get
do.
Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
You're not going to steal it.
You're not going to run away with it.
Stealing it, I promise.
You can see it?
No.
I'll grab her if she runs.
You can't read.
What?
Are you going to apologise now?
I'll go over and tell everyone.
He's not Chris Denier. He's not Robert Denier.
Well, don't forget to say hello to everyone from Snow.
I certainly will. Lovely to meet you. With the rain gone and no dust, the Tragics were given a feast of Tenere goodness, with multiple forest sections through the Strathbogie Ranges, Lake Eildon and Mount Disappointment that didn't disappoint. After 440 kilometres, the final day of the Tenere Tragics Gold Rush Tour appropriately finished at the Sovereign Hill Old Gold Town at Ballarat.
Quite a collection of people today. Rod Faggotter has now joined us. There's Grant. Rod's coming up the rear. Steve Smith, Adventure Moto. We're all there. Gall's going to navigate us out there. God help us.
Wandering hard on a crazy ride, an open road and a deep blue sky. Feel it calling me like the wind. Trust the compass down in my skin. Walk straight, stay right. That's what they say to me, but I don't fit right inside the lines. Whoa. Down in my bones, so following where my arrow goes. No one knows what the future holds, so following where my arrow goes, following where my arrow goes.
Let's not label this feeling we've got now. And just ride with a high like we're never coming back down. The ground is shaking now, the temperature's rising. So let's leave our worries on the wall. Sun goes down, there ain't no sign to stop us from living out loud. We don't ever have to give in to authority, no, 'cause we got our own beat, we got our own beat, and our rhythm is our revelry.
Sitting on the couch in the basement at your mama's.
On the second half of the day, we headed to Wombat State Forest, which was to be a highlight for the ride, but the combination of rain and a freshly graded trail made it impassable. Our only option was to head to Sovereign Hill and commence celebrations a little earlier.
Don't know where we're going, but I don't really care. I go out all night, we watching the sunrise. I ain't got no worries, 'cause I got you right here.
first ride with Clubby, what do you reckon?
It was sick. I loved it. It was unreal. It was well organised, great bunch of people, cool roads. You know, all the stuff that you don't want to have to do was taken care of. So you just enjoy the sheer pleasure of riding a wicked bike on a great Australian road that you probably have never seen before. So it was amazing.
Madam Tragic, how'd you go? Any bad boys this time?
Him? No, he was great.
Oh, that's good.
Don't ask me about others though.
All right. At the final day's celebration dinner, we were treated to a real surprise with Yamaha legend Nick Sanders dropping by on his way to his 8th circumnavigation of the world on a motorcycle, this time on a Yamaha Tenere 700. And the night wrapped up with recognition for the Tenere Tragics who had completed all 10 runs in the past 10 years, the 100%ers. Well done, boys. For those interested in feasting on Tenere goodness, keep watching for interviews, outtakes, bloopers and other very funny stuff featuring motocross legends Stephen Gall and Craig Dack, Dakar racer Rodney Faggotter, Dancing with the Stars host Grant Denyer and round the world endurance motorcyclist Nick Sanders.
Park while this man here organises them. So I've flown through, I'm hacking down the road, up on the pegs, gliding along, 80 maybe 90k an hour. Mr. Smooth comes through, sitting on the seat, perfect style, gracefully past. Dacky comes past, a bit looser and wilder, a bit sideways into the turn. Then Mr. Smooth again, beautiful Dakar style, comes past, followed by our friendly cameraman, beautiful. I go, well, that means Grant's going to be coming up soon. So I look behind and go, yeah, there he is. Car racer, I better give him some room. As he comes past, I'm in the gravel, on the shoulder. Next minute, I'm in the drain.
Oh, that's outrageous.
At about 80 to 90k an hour in the drain for about 300 odd metres on the gas. Admittedly, he did slow down and look back.
We had to witness it.
And watched me battle to get out the drain. Bloody car drivers. Car racers.
It was like this, bouncing through the shrubs. I thought, oh God!
I've killed him! I've killed him!
You've killed Jabberwocky!
The Jabberwocky's gone down. Nearly. Did you hear about that, Clubby?
Yes, I did hear. Oh, Neville's got an awesome story from this year's Tragics. Started from one bike from home. You're in Brizzy or Northern New South Wales?
In Brisbane.
In Brisbane. Got down to Putty Road. Didn't feel quite right. Few electrical issues. Next thing he knows, he's on a brand new Tenere 700 Neville. Tell us the story, mate.
Exactly,
How did it play out?
Well, I've been thinking about one for a hell of a long time, reading all the mag reports, and I knew I wanted one, and couldn't happen at a better time. So I really enjoyed the ride. It's done everything I wanted it to do.
Another good year. This is our third one. First 2 days were great. Scenic route. 2 other days were a bit steady. Today was awesome. Really good today.
Today wasn't a fast flowing today.
Really great. Tight sections. It had everything today. It's good.
First time, mate. Virgin Tragic.
Alright, you're no longer a virgin now, mate.
I've been definitely unvirginised, yes.
Oh, that's good, mate. So where are you from?
From Adelaide.
And what are you riding?
Tenere XT60Z.
Right, how's you go?
Beautiful, mate, beautiful. It's a first time for me, normally a small trail bike rider. This has been awesome,
How did you go with the root sheets?
No problems at all. I had a bit of plastic inside the fairing. Easy, piece.
Fucking Phil, father and son crew.
Yeah.
How many Tragics have you done?
I've done personally, this is my 7th.
Number 1.
Yeah,
And this is your first home? And so how old are you, mate, if you don't mind me asking?
69.
69. Well, I'd like to be riding when I'm 69. I'm approaching 60 now. It sounds a good idea. Favourite day?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah. All good, I reckon today had to be my favourite.
Yeah, it was fast and flowing.
This morning was fantastic, yeah.
Charlie, did you actually get your bike dirty this year?
Clubby, it got a few specks of dirt on it, so yes, it did. I did that big puddle today.
Oh, the little
ploughed through that, kept the straight and narrow. So got a few smears of dirt on the bike after that.
First of all, I don't know if I should stand behind this podium. No one will see me.
I'll go put the camera down. Hang on, that's all right.
Can we get a lowering kit on this? I suppose like a lot of people who sort of find their way into motorsport, mine started through getting a Pee-wee 50 at 6 years of age. It was the greatest birthday of my life, and I rode the hell out of that thing, and I took every kid in the neighbourhood on the back of it as well for many, many years, and that just grew into an obsession of machinery and manipulating machinery and getting speed out of it, and how can I get more out of this around this corner. And we were living on a farm. We're a 5th generation farming family. We've been on the same farm for 110 years now, out past Wagga Wagga, a place called Area Park. So I was always tearing around the sheds, and every time my grandmother decided to hang the white linen just out over the clothesline, I would always come past, on the Pee-wee and just spray it up the sides, and she'd come running after me with the tea towel like this. Granddaddy, get back in here! So I kind of love that challenge of walking on the fine line of just finding the limit of machinery. And that's the same with you to drive a tractor, because when you're from a farm, you're driving a ute at 7, you're driving a tractor at 12, and even when you're on the tractor, you might only be doing 6 kilometres an hour, but you're still trying to do, perfect lines and perfect corners, and you're just trying to maximise the machinery. And it's the same driving a V8 supercar. You have the same principle. You're just doing it at 300k an hour. So it started with a Pee-wee.
And when you buy up.
Yeah, I had this thing. I wasn't from a wealthy family, so I wanted to be a race car driver really bad, and I felt like I had the talent. And I was like, if you don't have money, how do you become a race car driver? Because the path to the top is so difficult, and often it's self-funded as it is in motorsport. So I'm like, if I was on television, that'd be a good way to find sponsors. I might try being on television. And it was literally the only reason I went on television was to try and find sponsors to become a racing car driver. And I was at a racetrack, and I could see the cameraman struggling. It was a one-man band. He had the camera, and he was trying to hold the microphone and interview someone in Formula 4, a support category. So I went up and was like, I said, do you want me to hold the microphone for you? He goes, oh yeah, that'd be great. So I held the microphone. Next interview, I said, I'll hold it for you again. And I was like, I'll ask you a few questions for you as well. He goes, can you do that tomorrow? I said, yeah, no worries. He goes, and then at the end of the week, he's like, can you do that next week? And I was like, yeah. And then they were like, do you want to be our pit reporter for V8 Supercars? So I had the start of a TV career, which was purely to just try and find sponsors for motorsport. And then it took off, and then now I hosted Dancing with the Stars last night. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so when
things to drive. In fact, I'll tell you about the first time I ever drove a V8 supercar. Dick Johnson again was like, okay mate, here's your chance. Here's a V8 supercar. We want you to do the championship. Great. First round is Adelaide. Cement-lined, concrete canyon, high-risk place. I'd never driven a supercar before, but there was one test day before Clipsal, before Adelaide. It just so happens there was a cyclone that same week, and so I was stuck in the cyclone covering it for Sunrise, so I missed the test day. I'd never driven a supercar before. So I arrived at the first round of the championship. It's 650 horsepower. I just come out of a ute. And I'm like, okay, I'll drive it around here like I drove the ute. So I go into my first practice session, I'm like P4. I thought, this is going well. I'll go over the first 2 chicanes flat like I did in the ute. It hit the curves, launched, came down on one wheel first, and then 650 horsepower through one wheel just turned it hard right. So 160k an hour, head on into a cement wall. And I'm like, oh my God, my career's fucked before I even started. I thought, what's worse? Dick Johnson's my hero, and now I've just trashed his car. So I broke a bone in my hand, dislocated my shoulder, and I said to the ambulance when they arrived there, I said, can you take me to hospital instead of back to the pits, please? Because I don't want to see Dick Johnson. Because I went to hospital, they patched me up, and I was like, I have to go back. So I'm walking down pit lane, and I could see Dick Johnson waiting outside the garage for me to arrive, and he knew that I'd broken the hand. So I'm walking down, I'm going, oh, this is the worst moment of my life. So I get down there and Dick goes, you know what mate, I've seen worse. put it there. And he shook my freaking broken hand so hard that I nearly cried. And after that, we never spoke about it again.
And I got started in Torquay, started the whole this in Torquay. So we're talking about doing something at our workshop, which we've got a pretty nice facility there. And then it sort of changed along, and you said, why don't we get the truck down there, the semi, on Sunday night, or when it was Sunday night, blah, blah, blah. And then as one thing led to another, so why don't I ride it? You know, it's in my backyard. And I've never been through some of these parts of the world, but it's been fantastic. I'm just starting to get used to the bike today. I've never ridden something like that before. But it's a pretty amazing bike. I'm not just saying that. When I first jumped on it, got delivered to our workshop, and I rode it down to Lorne on Sunday afternoon with geese. And the first thing, you know, if you're a car racer or a bike rider, the first thing you jump into something, you don't just go tinker around, you sort of go, you know, that's how I do it. And I was like thinking, I had a preconceived idea, this thing's got to be heavy and bulky and slow moving and all that, but it was quite the opposite. I was quite surprised, and seriously, and this is not an ad, it was genuinely quite amazing how heavy it is. But I guess the biggest thing I've noticed with it in the last 2 days is how short-footed it is. You just know exactly where the wheels are all the time. The only thing I'm getting used to is some of those, we'll have a bit of a crack this afternoon on the last section. No. Didn't like any speed limits. I was just making you feel good. I wasn't having a crack. I said, we. I was cruising. But it's the only thing I'm getting. It's not the bike. It's just when you exit those turns at whatever speed we'll do. It's just the way the weight of the drifts. That's the only thing.
You actually made a comment. We pulled up once today. And you said it feels like Fink.
Yeah, it did.
Those who know about the Fink Desert race here, everyone probably knows about the Fink.
But Gold Hawk, he kept up to us all day.
Yeah, he was hanging in there.
Did you find the side stand?
Straight away. Go on there. But didn't he put the bike on the side stand last year on the side of a hill, I heard? And the stand was on the upside of the hill?
I fell off.
And the bike fell down the hill?
That was...
that
was...
urban?
Yeah, no, that was true. But it was on a dirt mound beside the... I got off to have a little bit of a relief. And she fell over.
And did you have a bit of dirt?
I couldn't pick it up.
But you also had a bit of dirt down here today.
I had a little...
My lips are sealed.
I tried to turn for the camera and I touched the ground. That's how low I was. I touched the ground.
Jack, oh, sorry, mate.
I had a little...
My lips are sealed.
I tried to turn for the camera and I touched the ground. Yeah. That's how low I was. I touched the ground. 1-0. So, guys, for the Tragics, as far as setting up their bikes, from your point of view, what's the most critical thing with an adventure bike to have it set up comfortably?
Probably the weight, I think. Everybody, obviously, your personal body weight is different, but then what you put on the bike. So you really should spring it to what. But then I suppose then it's a compromise too, as to you start the day with full fuel. I've spoken to Rodney Faggotter about this a little bit, how they do with Dakar, how do they set their bikes up, because they start the day with obviously fuel, a lot of fuel. They'll go out and do a transport section. So at the middle of the day, the bike's probably set up how it should be as far as weight goes, but at the start of the day it's heavy, so the suspension's too soft. At the end of the day, it's too hard. Yeah. But I think getting your spring rate's probably the biggest thing, right? For what you put on the bike. Don't say, I weigh 80 kilos, but I've got a backpack on, I've got a tank bag, I've got panniers, I've got a thing on the back, so you add another 50 or 60 kilo, which is a big thing. As soon as everything's good until you make a mistake or something goes wrong, and that's when you'll pay the consequences if you haven't got the suspension set up right.
Yeah, we've had that in a few other years with the Tragics too. There've been a few accidents, like the Flinders Range run one year. Remember when one of the guys, that was a 1200, wasn't it? That was probably all too soft. He had a lot of weight on the bike. He got onto the sand off a hard section, things swapped, just threw him off. basically didn't hurt him pretty badly. So that's something you're really going to put some time to, isn't it?
But I think it's the same with anything, with supercross, with motocross, even with supercross. Probably it's that hard, but if you've got all your timing right and everything's right, you don't need hard suspension. But when something goes wrong, and you misjudge, you miscalculate, that's when you get yourself into trouble with them.
In race cars, sometimes they say you got to find like an absolute wild man and tame them down is easier than taking someone who's good and making them faster.
Yeah, you rather create, tame the beast than create it, right?
Yeah, right. So
Especially
you find an absolute nutcase and calm them down.
Yeah. You know what, Brandon? It's there's not any one question to it. But if you look at the overall picture, the ones just under the super talented ones have to have that little bit better work ethic.
Yeah.
Particularly in motocross because it's so physical. And the ones that are super talented, the ones that ride around, you never see a roost come off their back wheel and they never stick their foot down. And there's, we've all seen those riders or athletes. They're the laziest ones because that's why they ride like that, because they're lazy. So it's not using a lot of energy and all that. The ones I found are the ones just under that, a few rough diamonds, with not quite the talent. But that comes with a whole bunch of other issues, and also at the end of the day, you just have personality clashes too. With some athletes gel to the team, and some are quite precious. In fact, I'm working on myself at the moment because I'm trying to get my head around. I haven't had kids, so I'm trying to get my head around the new generation. This whole new generation, which is full of entitlement, you can't give the old footy coach talk anymore. You can't drag him behind the truck and go, which, that used to work. I remember Chad Reed, who was with us, and he was probably one of the hardest athletes I've worked with. But I soon learnt that you couldn't really do anything, and he was still in the era of the footy coach talk, but the worst thing you can do with him is do anything when there was people around, because he'd just go over the top of me, pretty strong character, yeah? So I used to grab him by the ear and drag him around the truck, and then he'd literally stand at attention if no one was around. So you got to find those little, you become everything, really.
You're a psychologist.
Pretty much, and a parent.
Yeah. So it's a mentor and guidance.
But the hard thing is, when we see it.
Good interviewer, by the way. You actually are. You're a very, very, very good interviewer.
I've been watching you on TV and trying to learn from it. And I'm not as bubbly and effervescent as you are.
No, but I've heard you got other skills.
That's really putting on the spot.
I've heard about your basketball games that you like to play, which is...
Yeah, I'm not a bad basketball. Yeah.
It apparently has a massive scrotum, everyone. Most of the people on this table have seen it, but apparently it is a freak of nature. So tomorrow at your fuel stop, ask him to get it out. It'll cover your bike.
I like to add to that, Grant.
You want to add? Really?
It has to house something. That's great. And because it has to house something, it's given a lot of testosterone over the years, and that's probably why I can ride a 500, two-stroke down the Fink track, and I've driven a 750 horsepower sprint car for 10 years, and I think I really like speed. And
I know where your bravery comes from. It comes from down here.
Yes. Anyway, let's talk about the XTZ 700, but the T700 was an older word. But you've had fun.
I've had the best week. Hanging out with all you guys has just been absolutely magic. I said that at the start of the week, and it was something you kind of do say, because I feel that way about riding, that when you go out and you ride and you get dirty, there's something cleansing about getting dirty and riding. But you guys are just such a great bunch of people. We've had the best time. I've tagged on the back of a couple of groups, and we're all talking the same language. We're experiencing and seeing parts of the country we've never seen before. We're riding roads that we would never have imagined we'd ride, and it has been absolutely sensational. So I reckon we should give a round of applause to Tenere and Clubby for organising all of this, because this is magic. This is bloody magic. Thank you, guys.
So great riding. Give me your best experience so far this week on the bike.
I locked up the rear pretty hard today, nearly put it into a bank. So we're coming down from the lookout today, and I thought I had it all under control, and I tipped it into a corner, and the back came round on me, and I was like, fuck, I'm gone now. So yeah, Carl Stefanovic can have my job because I'm dead. And the bike got me out of trouble. It really did. You know, the ABS kicked in, and it's incredible stability in the bike. The weight's not very high. It's nice and low, so it's way more agile than I expected it to be. I was a bit nervous coming off. You know, we've just got a couple of WR250s that we've just been spec'd up in adventure spec at the moment, and I was a bit worried about jumping back on a 700 because I've only got, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got very short legs. You haven't noticed? Thank you. Thank you, big scrotum. I was a bit worried about the weight, I was a bit worried about the height, and it's been an absolute magical bike, and you can throw it around and it talks to you. Like we were on a couple of days ago when we were doing that really fast run in that wide open road with the loose rock on the top, and I can't remember where we were, but we were coming in hot, we were all riding fast. And the bike really talks to you. It lets you know when it's reaching its limit. It doesn't sort of just bite you and spit you. It just sort of goes, okay, I'm getting to the point now. You're really pushing me, and then it lets you know a little bit more, and then you can bring it back. Or it's awesome. It's very rewarding. It's a great bike.
Loving those. I've got foot peg envy. I've got protection envy. I've got sticker envy. There's a lot of envy going
suspension
on.
Envy?
I got
you got suspension
I've got
envy?
suspension envy. I've got 4 lots of envy. Nah, she's through. She's through. Oh, well. One beer, Dave. That was an easy beer.
That was easy. It'd be a Great Northern, thanks, Dave.
Great Northern. Yeah, I feel like a Great Northern. Oh, she's off. Oh, yes. Dave.
No, she didn't go down.
Dave, she's off. Look how clean this bike is. Do you reckon he rode anywhere yesterday? Every time I ride with Gall, he's the cleanest man I know.
Even a shave that's smooth.
Did you know Dacky found where his side stand was?
Did he?
Yeah.
He's not used to side stands.
Yeah, he's there now. Camera guy's always working hard.
Well, I wouldn't say hard, but working.
Working?
Yeah.
Good fun this morning, Greg?
It was. Watching the 1980 Toshiba Yamaha dealer team riders do their thing on the Tenere.
The Tenere Tragics, you got a brand new Tenere 700, it's in miles an hour. You're the expert now how to fix it. How do you
I'm
fix
the
it?
expert now, mate. You press the 2 top buttons,
Yes.
and then you press the ABS button, and you'll be able to switch between kilometres an hour and miles per hour.
Okay, let's do that one more time and I'll do it from here.
Let's try and see if it actually works.
Since we left.
Oh. Don't listen to me. What did I do?
Don't worry, just leave it now. Damn it, I thought he was going to give us a lesson.
Shit, now I've changed the clock.
You're too polite.
What's that?
You're too polite. No, it's just getting out of his dust.
Yeah, well, I was going to go around him, but I didn't know what you wanted to do.
You just ride it like you own it, and I'll be there.
Okay.
You want that? You want that?
Well, we did 378 yesterday, which was really good. On my bike, I used 16 litres over 378 k's, which was really good on the new T7. Today we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be through a few forests, I believe, and then dirt road, all the way up to road, 410 or so. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great day, riding with some good friends.
We are.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, had a good day.
What do you think of the scenery?
Bit dusty, but pretty straight. Day one was better. That was the best. So there was a few good corners thrown in, and had a bit of fun.
So what are you riding?
Piggy.
Ah, Super 10?
No.
Oh,
BJ.
Oh, right. The 80.
Yeah.
85?
No, it's 87.
87.
But it was going good, but then they invented those new 700s.
Yeah, and now it's not going so good.
Nah, it has.
It's going to go?
Work a lot harder, mate. This time,
right.
So. But anyway, so we might have to upgrade to one of these, I think.
Yeah.
So when they bring out a colour scheme that looks like that, I'll buy one.
All right. Okay.
I reckon that'll look good.
Good luck, mate.
I didn't come all the way from Sydney just to see Niagara Falls. Spectacular.
Now, if you're really quiet, you can hear it.
You can.
Does it make you want to go to the toilet? Yeah, it's like a trickle. It's a middle-aged thing.
Oh, cool. How about yourself, where are you heading?
We're going to Shepparton tonight.
That's where we're from. That's where we're from.
Yeah, sweet. Find some cool tracks and seeing some cool places and stuff. Yeah.
Why are you going to Shepparton then?
He's going to turn it into a Dakar.
Is he?
Looking at how well the Dunlops are wearing.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I've had them, not only this ride, I've had them a couple of other rides as well. Quite staggering.
You know, they hold up all right. It's going well for you, mate?
Great bike, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look forward to riding with you tomorrow and getting your views on it. Rod, what's going on?
Brush me fangs, mate.
It's clean his teeth.
It's got to have pretty good trompers.
I hope you weren't late to Dakar like this. This is a disgrace.
Man, this is pretty cruisy, eh, old Tenere? It's all right.
Total, yeah, but we're near the back of it.
Most of them gone through.
Yeah, most of them. No, most of them would have been gone through. The sweep riders will be not far behind us. We've got an orange vest on.
And compared to the one you did with the test and development, how's it come out from straight out from the production line?
Yeah, it's basically the exact same bike. The one I rode, the pre-production was, there's bits still cobbled together, held on by zip tyres and whatever. But the engine's the same, the suspension's the same. So it's just finishing touches and it's a finished product. So it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
That's
all right. Is this a long reach? Can I get you come in a bit? This is a long reach crew, is it?
No, this is most of them. There's missing one, but
Missing one.
A few of the Tenere boys.
Yeah. Good time, boys?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, what was your highlight?
The whole week.
The whole
Good.
week?
Yeah, good.
Nothing. Any Tenere gold?
No.
No?
No, not this time.
Come on, work with me, boys. Work with me. Say something.
Mate, I'm just glad because I work on their bikes at my workshop that they all finished. So there's no warranty claims.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's
good.
Henry Willersdorf, core tragic from Longreach. And I gather that today your chore was to map the course for Rocket Rod Faggotter after hearing you helped him with some of his Dakar prep. How was his nav today? How did he go?
Well, I don't know. He went past us, so it must have been okay. He must have been on fire.
Well, he's here. He's here tonight at the farewell.
He arrived, so it must have worked. Yep.
Now, Henry, we want to know. You've got your new 700.
Certainly have.
You've had a stack of Farkles sitting in the shed, in the garage there at home, from all around Europe, the UK, Lord knows wherever else.
Certainly have. Yep.
Bolted them all together, jumped on the bike in Longreach how long ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You've done your ride here from Longy.
Yep.
Done the tragics now. Tell us about the new bike, mate.
Oh, magic, absolute magic. Yep. Everything they say about the motor is spot on. It's so smooth, and I'm not a hard rider by any means, but you just change gears between that 5,000 and 6,000 mark, and you just watch that speedo, and you go, holy hell, I'm going to get in a stripe here and back off, and and steers like a dream. So really happy with it. Really happy with it.
That's the thing, and I think the other thing that impresses me and all the pre-running and the ride this week, it's just versatile. Does anything and everything. It does the highway miles when you have to. Gets in the forest, you can have an awesome play. It just does everything really well.
So much confidence on the dirt. It's very sure-footed, and then when you get out on the highway, with the old the singles, you really know you're on the highway there. The old vibration and everything.
Yeah.
This one just smooth as, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
So really good.
Stoked on it. All right, one more question. I need you to name your number one top Farkle that got bolted onto your bike for this ride. The number one Farkle.
The number one Farkle. Ooh, this is going to be hard. I think it's actually going to be the LED light bar.
Oh, seriously? Really?
Yeah. You know,
you're going to say foot pegs climbing.
I was hoping for a set of bear traps to come out, because you should see Henry's foot pegs.
No, that's Richard's.
Richard's.
Foot pegs.
Yeah. He's a poser, isn't he?
Yeah.
But really, the light bar.
Yep, because we used it the first day. I only put a light bar on because you might get caught out, and I have been caught out riding in the dark. So sure enough, first day, a little bit of embarrassment. I ran out of fuel, and
Yeah, so 90 k's Francis went in, 90 k's back, 9:15 we got into Inaminka.
Oh, wow.
So the light bar was a godsend that night, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Understand. All right, well, great.
All minor repairs, ignition switch failure, one guy ran out of fuel about 20 k's short of the final of the fuel stop today, give him a splash and got him going, and that was about it. So, yeah, that's the way we like it. Not too much work for the sweeps to do.
Yeah.
You know, so to Dave here, I don't really know it. You know, I've got a lot to learn. And sadly, the project is compromised by time. This is the longest time I've had to go around the world, which is 8 months. But if you think about it, it's a month in Aussie, it's a month in India, and it's a month in Kazakhstan, and a couple of weeks to dash across Russia. Then I've got commitments with Yamaha going down through Yamaha Europe, you know, down through Norway and so forth, and I've got a big reception in the UK when I finish. So it's that wonderful compromise, and it is a compromise. So if we've got any tips about, you know, how we go around, I'm prepared to hear from you.
Join the Tenere Tragics, because there are people from every state in Australia here. You get a free ride all the way.
I think what Sean has organised with everybody here and the whole Yamaha team is just absolutely phenomenal. And you know what? The great thing about being with motorcyclists is that we all understand each other. We're just part of the same club. And you know, and I just think I just want to keep going and keep going. And I just hope that maybe you'll follow me on Instagram or whatever. I'll make a few nice films about Australia and so forth, my version of it. And you know, I'll answer every question that comes my way whilst I go around us over the next 5 weeks. It'll be a pleasure. Yeah.
Grant's got a question.
Why not a normal life? Like what drives you?
Grant, it is a fairly normal life. Look, I'm a normal bloke. You know, I've got an extraordinary life, but you know, I've got the same old problems. You know, that everyone's got. You know, I've got a mortgage, I've got a limited company, I've got an accountant, I've got an overdraft, etc. You know, kids do, like I said, kids who don't like me. Oh, bollocks to them, I tell you what, get that wine. They do annoy me, they really do. For goodness sake. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know, I set off when I was 18, and I went to live in France for 3 years as a professional racing cyclist. I was okay, but not really good enough. And at that point, I suddenly decided, Grant, I would like to go and bicycle around the world. And I set off on about $3 a day. And I didn't have a hotel night for the whole 7 months I rode around the world. And I got to Hong Kong and I met Freddie Laker, who's doing the global sky train many years ago, and I had this choice, you know, of do I go and have a nice time on Waikiki Beach and with all the beautiful people and all the rest of it, or do I dash across the States in 13 days and get the Guinness record? And I made that choice. You come to that fork in the road, don't you, where you decide you're going to have to do it the hard way. And that's what I've done ever since. And I thought, well, eventually the world will catch up with me. You know, I'll eventually become so good at what I do, or good enough, that somebody will give me some money to carry on. And I think that's maybe where we are.
So, Nick, obviously you don't train, you ride all the time.
You don't give up, you do, you blimey.
How do you get your ass so tough to put up with the sitting on the saddle all the time? And
that's a question for an Australian.
Being our age, so I'm your age too, but the prostrate area, a lot of pressure on the seat. Do you have any trouble in that area?
Oh, golly. Dear me, hang on a minute. Let me see. My finger could go. See if it's still all right. I've not had a prostrate question before. Let me work on this. Hang on.
You're in Australia now, mate.
I have to think about it, mate. You know, because when you sit on the seat, it's the pressure in that area. And do you have any problems with passing and things like that?
Pass it, okay, can I still get it up? That kind of thing.
No.
There's no need for it right now. I've not had sex for 4 months. Do you want the next question? I forgot what it's like. Come on, Greg. That must be wonderful. What is it like? Anybody know?
All right, mate, we'll move on. I'd like everyone to put their hands together for Nick Sanders.
Come on, you got to show Clubby how you do it. He did 26. Oh no! 1.
2. Oh, your mate's terrible, isn't he? You know, you only got to kick it over and you'll beat Clubby. Come on, you can do it.
Jinxed me.
Oh no. No, we've jinxed him. Mate, you are a terrible friend.
Mate, I was trying to do you a favour.
Here you are with an electronic start.
Push. Look at that.
And you've left your mate in the you've dropped him in it. That's his 6th go, I'm counting. Ah! You beat him. It's alright, you beat him.
Oh mate, I've only got so many kicks in me.
Yeah, I can see the snot dribbling out your nose, so it's... Well done.
The effort of riding.
Well done.
I'm serving beers, mate.